Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing the Yukon storyline.
Once you're up top, enjoy the view. These towers are used mostly for fire watching. But when I'm at the top of one, normally I just want to put my feet up and enjoy the tranquility. I haven't had a chance to do that in a long time, though.
I don't know why the music's still playing.
I just found the number. I knew I had it here somewhere. I'll give the hunters who stayed here a call and see what they have to say. I'll call you back in a moment.
Alright, sorry about that.
Hey, I see you're near the forest outpost. Once you get up there, take a look in the cabin. There should be a backpack with some supplies in it. When you find it, just grab the whole pack. I had a chat with the hunters who chopped the logs we found at Loggers Point. Turns out that the cabin had been out of firewood, so they'd gone looking for a fallen tree to carve up. You are now in the same forest they were when they found our beetle-infested tree. That's the one. Once you're done at the outpost, take a look in the surrounding forest. Can you find any fallen trees in that area? Spruce bark beetles are a massive threat to Alaska's spruce forest at the moment. We haven't been hit as badly compared to some other Alaskan state parks. But I think that it may be time for a quarantine. This is the one. Okay, in that pack you should have a canister of paint and a nozzle attachment. Use them to paint a big pink X on the tree. And let's take a look around to make sure the beetles haven't started to spread. Okay, it's proved, but once you find a fallen tree, I want you to take a look at it. And our forestry team doesn't come out and take care of it. If so, it's probably not the tree. They can just spray it with pesticides to protect it. If it's already infested, then they'll cut it down and haul it away for burning. There we go. And other trees won't go out there and work. This reminds me of my small project cave and eventually helping out my dad's work. Also included under the tree searching down in that made it my favorite parts of the summer. That should do. I'll get in touch with the foresters. They can investigate the area and cut down what they need to. I'll make sure that they also pick up the firewood at Loggers Point. Don't want to take any chances. Thanks for taking care of this. It's becoming a full-on phobia of mine that these beetles are going to destroy the forest here. We sprayed pesticides across the western edge of the forest as a preventative measure earlier this month. But any new chemicals in the air, soil, or water make me uneasy. Same bag as you found the paint. There should be some plastic sample containers. Could you bring them out to the wetland? Muskeg is the word we use up here in Alaska. They're going to be grabbing some samples out there. So one of our research teams can test the pesticides to make sure they aren't having any effect on the ecology. This was actually my wife Sandy's idea. She runs the Yukon Valley Nature Center. So she's working closely with a visiting research team. Welcome to Yukon Valley's wetlands. The last time I brought both of my daughters here to spot birds, they told me that all the bird spotting in the world wasn't worth the smell. Turned out that a bear had left a rotting moose decided to spot birds somewhere else, just in case the bear came back for seconds. Watch your footing at the water's edge. It can be easy to slip and fall in. Just fill one of the containers you have with water. Pesticides we're using on the forest to prevent beetle infestation are effective, but I still have my doubts about the effects on other wildlife. The flats are one of our most biodiverse regions, so I can't risk introducing anything dangerous into the water or the food chain. Can you take some samples from the water beside the forest first? We sprayed a section of the forest's western edge last month, so I want to know if anything has changed since then. That should do it. Now we'll be able to tell if anything larger than a fly is ingesting chemicals that we should be worried about. It's hard work wading through the muskeg, huh? I have a spot where you can drop the samples off, and I can easily pick them up. Oh, I just remembered. I've been speaking with my wife about the work you've been doing, and she mentioned a few tasks that she has on her plate that I think you could help her with. I gave her your number, so expect to hear from her. She's working on some very important studies at the moment. Hang on a second. I'm getting a call. Okay, I'm back. Slight change of plans. Before you drop off the samples, I need you to grab a hatchet from the outpost at the western edge of the flats. We have... The samples ready for pickup? Fantastic. I'll be over that way as soon as I can. I really appreciate the assistance. Hunting for droppings and wading into swamp water might not be glamorous or exciting, but it's part of a massive effort to maintain the balance of life out here. It makes a big difference. Ready to head out to the track? Just knowing that tree is hanging over the train track makes me anxious. It's a little bit of a hike, but it's worth it to see the rail. Let me know once you found it.
Alright, should be a long shot.
It won't take you long to clear it out of the way.
I hope. Guessing isn't gruesome in a recent storm. Yukon Valley tends to get a few lightning storms each summer. But we do I think I just saw a melanistic.
So we only saw a couple of small fires that went out on their own. Some of my team are still recording the after effects of the storms. I've heard reports of huge trees with deep roots that are now at precarious angles and might need to be cut down. We're lucky to have such isolated incidents. Other reserves have reported landslides. I've only ever seen one landslide in person, and that was from the air. Even from up there, it was a shocking display of natural force. It was all I could do to land the plane before the storm overtook me. It's hard to tell what caused this tree to tip over. I guess the big question is how to do this properly. But I trust you to get the job done. I hope you can make do with a hatchet. Great work out there. The train is finished. I don't think a single tree would be more than dented in a collision. But I'd rather not take the chance and risk a serious accident. Speaking of the train, it's due to pass by at any moment. I'd stay clear of the tracks if I were you. Keeping that railroad open is a big responsibility for us. Not only is it essential for a lot of trade out here, but the bridge brings tourists in from all over the place. I'd like a good picture of the bridge, one that we can put on our website. See if we can snap it while the train is passing over it. That'll look great. I used to come out to this corner of the reserve with my family. We'd spend long weekends camping, and I teach my youngest daughter, Cara, how to shoot. My older daughter, Deanna, was still an angry teenager who was convincing to take part in any activity. She'd always be laughing and having fun by the end of the trip, though. That looks like a good spot to take the photo. Those trips are some of my favorite memories. It brought us all closer as a family. Being alone, together. That's the shot we needed. It's a shame we couldn't catch it with the train on top, but it's still good. Here's me talking about my family vacations when I can't even remember the last time I had dinner with my wife. Her birthday was what? A month ago? I think I'm probably overdue to take her out somewhere nice. I'll send this picture over to Sandy. Her team takes care of the Yukon Valley website. Next up, head over to an outpost that we're replacing. Not before, at least it will be, once you get it up and running. Ranger Crawford has left the supplies that we need for the finishing touches. He was going to set it up himself, but his wife went into labor just as he got here, so he had to rush back to town. The workstations look like they're ready to go. If this trial goes well, we might be able to For now, though, let's get things powered up. The supplies will include fuel for the generator. And a little bit fuel in the generator is fired up. I'll let our researchers know they're welcome to visit when they're ready. Of course, you can sleep here and restock your supplies, just like any other outpost. Found their camp, but where are they? Look at the mess around Looks like something big has turned the place upside down. Take a look around their camp and see if there's anything that can tell us where they went. Our first concern is that fire. There's a lot of dogs in the town don't consider feeding animals out here. What's this? Notes on their show, maybe? Oh, it's a script. Wow. She's dedicated it to her younger self. Look, a notepad. Interior haunted mind. Explains a little bit about their trespassing. Well, this tells a story of some truly bizarre people, but it doesn't help the party. That was a script, but I can't see anything. Get to the lookout. Maybe you'll see something that I can't. I've got them. They're here, coming out of the forest. What the? One of them is covered in blood. They've seen me. Hey, over here! Make your way to me! Get into the plane! Everyone is on board. It looks like a bear attacked one of them. She needs a doctor right now. I can't wait around. We're taking off. I've got this. Heading back to base. We'll have a doctor standing by. Can you take care of their camp? We can't have it lying around, attracting bears.
Of course, we have to run all the way back up to the camp now. Great.
Before you start, let me just give you the highlights. Bodden's face and shoulder were pretty torn up. She took a swipe from a fully grown grizzly, all while her friends accidentally, should I say, incidentally, bear sprayed her. The spray likely saved her life, though. They thought that a .22 pistol was enough protection against grizzlies. So as well as spraying the bear, they shot it aside. I've seen bears shrug off spray and even larger caliber rounds. So I'd say these guys are lucky they decided to run off, instead of making it angrier. Anyway, Bodden's in surgery this morning. The bear's claws gave her some nasty head wounds, and it was able to sink its teeth into her shoulder before running off. She'll be out of it for a few days. I'll question her when doctors say she's ready. I have to say, you handled yesterday well, Yukon. Kept a level head, even when things went off the rails. I've had rookie troopers under my care who would have struggled in the same scenario. It's entirely possible that you saved that film crew's lives. Not only did you help to solve a crime that led to us saving some woefully underprepared, let's just say, explorers, shall we? You took care of the mess at the mine, and at their camp, too. It's not like this is the first big impact your work has had on the reserve. You helped us quarantine a potentially devastating infestation of spruce bark beetles. You assisted with scientific research programs and helped us to safeguard Yukon Valley. I know it might have seemed counterintuitive to hire a professional hunter when the plan was to protect Yukon Valley's wildlife, but I know that I made the right choice. Your work out here will have far-reaching repercussions for not only the forests, plains, and lakes, but everything that lives here as well. And that includes me. At first, the plan was for you to take over a lot of my informal duties, the tasks that aren't officially part of my job, but are essential to the running of the reserve. Maintaining population, detaining threats, and gathering samples for scientific research. All great reasons for hiring a professional hunter. But I told you before that I was looking for someone who understands Yukon Valley. Someone I could trust to take care of it, the same way I do. Your recent time here has been a trial of sorts, helping me to prepare the reserve for winter. I feel like the reserve is ready now, and that's largely thanks to your efforts. Sandy might have told you, but she's delighted that you've had this effect on the reserve. In this past week, we've spent more time together than we have done in the entire previous month. In fact, now that the reserve is ready for winter, and I have my ambassador out there, I'm making plans to take Sandy and my girls on a trip somewhere nice. What do you think? Beach, lake, skiing trip? I'll ask Sandy tonight when I get home. Oh, and when I get back from my vacation, you and I should discuss your contract. Winter in the Yukon is no picnic, but I'd like to invite you to stay on indefinitely, if you're interested. You'll be an old sourdough like me in no time.
Alright, thank you everyone. Please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel.